A Zen Buddhist monk by the name of Shunryu Suzuki said, "In the beginner's mind, there are many possibilities. In the expert's mind, there are few." So think of when you've learned a new skill for the very first time. It's new to you, you've just arrived, and you want to explore. So you have an open mind, you're not sure how to do it, you try this, you try that, you ask for guidance. And slowly you learn. So even if you've practiced yoga for months or years or longer, today I invite you to tap into that beginner's mind and explore, play with the poses and explore how to do them from the exploration, from the mind of a beginner learning a new skill. Come onto the front of your mat. Feet hip distance apart. Knees are slightly soft. Nice neutral straight spine. Inhale, arms up. Breathe here. Exhaling, hinging at the hips, fold forward. As you inhale, engage your core to come halfway up. Nice neutral spine. Breathe here. Exhale, fold. Place your hands on your hips. Keeping your spine neutral and straight, bend your knees, sit down. And now sit up straight, shoulders back. If your knees are passing your toes, sit back. You can tell by looking down, make sure you can see your toes. Option to stay here. Maybe sit more deeply. Maybe bring your palms together at your heart center. Or reach your arms forward. But if you do so, draw your shoulders back. Breathe. Imagine you've never done Utkatasana before. Just play with it, explore. Make sure it feels good on your body and doesn't bother you anywhere. Exhale, fold forward, place your hands on the mat. Invite your body to fold a little deeper and then send your hips up a little higher. Breathe here. Inhaling, come halfway up. Nice neutral spine. Exhale, fold. Place both hands on your mat, spread your fingers wide, wrist creases parallel to the front of the mat, and step back to plank pose. Knees can be on or off the mat. Keep your elbows in. Exhale, slowly lower down to the mat. Place the tops of feet on the mat. Press your belly into the mat to push your chest forward and up. Shoulders back. If you have any issues with your low back, keep that lowest rib cage on the mat. Exhale, lower down. Press your hands into the mat, tuck your toes, and lift up through to plank pose. And now hips up and back to downward facing dog. For the first down dog, maybe keep your knees bent. Or maybe today in your whole practice, your knees are always bent. That's okay. Just lift your hips up higher. Keep your wrists light on the mat. Maybe straighten one leg, maybe the other. Lift your right leg up in the air behind you. Bend that right knee, step that right foot forward between your hands. Looking straight ahead. As you inhale, reach your arms up. Bring that left hip forward. Maybe deepen the lunge here. Keep that right foot flat on the mat. Equal weight between the big toe and baby toe. Breathe. Exhale, lower both hands to the mat And step the right foot back beside the left. Elbows in, slowly lower down to the mat. Tops of the feet come on the mat. Chest forward and up, shoulders back. Elbows close to your rib cage. Slowly lower down. Tuck your toes, pressing your hands into the mat. Lift up through plank pose. And then hips up and back to downward facing dog. Really reach your hips up and back away from your wrists. Support the pose with your core, your back, your arms. Take the weight out of your wrists. And now lift your left leg up in the air behind you. Bend that left knee and step that foot forward between your hands. Inhale, arms up. Maybe deepen the lunge. Option to straighten the right leg. Exhale, lower both hands to the mat. And step the left foot back beside the right, coming into plank pose. Slowly lower down. Place the tops of the feet on the mat. Place your arms on the mat by your side, palms down. Point your toes. Keeping your legs straight, lift your legs up. And now lift your chest and arms up. Reach your fingertips towards the back of the mat. Maybe lifting your chest and legs up a little higher. And slowly lower down. Place your hands under your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Lift up through to plank pose. And now up and back to downward facing dog. Explore this new pose as if this is the first time you've ever done downward facing dog. Notice how it feels on your body. Do you need to adjust the pose? Maybe bend your knees slightly, maybe lift your hips up and back. Maybe press into your fingers more and take the weight out of your wrists. Explore. Bend your knees, look past your hands, and either step or lightly hop your feet forward to your hands. Exhale, fold. Inhaling halfway up. Breathe here, shoulders back, neutral spine, strong core. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing, arms up. Exhale, palms together, and lower your hands. Feet hip distance apart. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees slightly. Place your hands on your hips. Bend your knees a little bit more, sit a bit more deeply, and then sit up. Make sure you can see your toes, sending your hips back if you can't. Option to bring palms together at your heart center, or arms in front, shoulders back. Play with how deep you can go. Explore Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Placing both hands on the mat, look in front of you, bend your knees slightly, and either step or hop your feet back to plank pose. Breathe here. Slowly lower down to the mat. Place the tops of the feet on the mat. Send your chest forward and up. Tops of the feet stay on the mat. Exhale, slowly lower down. Tuck your toes, pressing your hands into the mat. Keep your wrists light. Lift up through to plank pose. Hips up and back to downward facing dog. Really lengthen your spine. Aim to have a straight line between your shoulders, your hips, shoulders and wrists. Maybe play with straightening each leg. Bend your right knee and step that right foot forward between your hands. Look straight ahead. Inhale, arms up. Bring that left hip forward. Maybe deepen the lunge. Draw your belly and rib cage in. Exhale, lower both hands to the mat. Bring the left toes forward just enough that you can pivot on the toes and lower that heel to the mat. And now straighten the right leg. Draw that right hip back. And bend that right knee. And straighten. And bend. Placing both hands on the mat again. Step the right foot back beside the left. Back to plank pose, Palakasana. Exhale, slowly lower down to the mat. Place the tops of the feet on the mat. And come forward and up in Cobra. And slowly lower down, tuck your toes, lift up and back to downward facing dog. Breathe. And now bend the left knee, step that foot forward between your hands. Inhale, lift your arms up, bring the right hip forward. Maybe deepen the lunge, maybe straighten the right leg. Explore this new pose as a beginner. Play with it. See what works, what doesn't. Exhale, lower both hands to the mat and just bring the right toes forward just enough that you can pivot on the toes and lower that heel to the mat. Straighten the left leg, draw that left hip back. And bend the left knee and straighten. And bend and straighten. And now bend the left knee, place both hands on the mat, and step the left foot back. Adjust the feet, coming back to plank pose. Knees on or off the mat. Breathe here. Exhale, hips up and back to downward facing dog. Exhaling, come forward to plank pose. Strong core to move your body. Exhale, hips up and back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, forward to Palakasana. And exhale, hips up and back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe here and hold, lifting your hips up and back. And now bend your knees, look past your hands and either walk your feet forward to your hands or lightly hop your feet forward to your hands. As you exhale, fold. Inhaling halfway up. Pause here. Exhale, fold. Inhaling, rise all the way to standing. Lift your arms up over your head. Exhale, palms together at your heart center. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.